Welcome to the 2019 F1 French Grand Prix race day review. And to be fair, the race was dog shit. Let's face it. After the first 2 laps of the race was won by Mercedes, basically. There was no fight from Ferrari, no fight from Red Bull, no fight from nobody. The only ones that were doing fighting was Renault and McLaren. The middle teams of the F1 were more exciting than the front teams. I think Max Verstappen fell asleep. Pierre Gasly, I don't think he even got out of bed. Sebastian Vettel, he was running around doing something. I don't know. Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas stole this race. It was an easy race for them. Let's face it, the race is easy. At this point, the season is done. Constructors is over. You can't really argue with that one. It's looking like the race championship is over as well. Lewis Hamilton storming in front again. Bottas may be losing his edge. I don't know. But as you can see on my backdrop on his picture, Lewis Hamilton. It looks like he's going to be a 6-time world champion. No fight from Ferrari again, like I said. No fight from Red Bull. This race is definitely up with Monaco, probably the worst race of the season. The track is backwards. There's no grip, despite the lines all over the place. What is it with them tram lines on the track? No grip. The pit lane's in the wrong place. They had it there. They had it in the place last season. Didn't work out. They moved it again. It's even worse. The French Grand Prix need to rethink this track. They need to redesign it because it's just not working for us as the fans and for the drivers. There was nothing really exciting about this race. The only driver that stood out for me, and in my opinion deserved driver of the day, is Lando Norris. Lando Norris performed today. He's showing why McLaren paid the big money for him from F2. They took a gamble of employing a driver at 19 years of age, the youngest Formula 1 F1 driver. McLaren went all in. They went all in, gambled, and now it's paying off. At the beginning of the season, McLaren wasn't doing that good really, but now they are showing their true grit. Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz should have been both driver of the day. A double driver of the day. Lando Norris battling with Max Verstappen in qualifying. Lando Norris battling with Max Verstappen in race day. Trying to go for the little corners. Lando Norris looks like he's been driving for about 10 years on the F1 calendar. Never mind 1 year. So if this guy is doing this now, imagine what he's going to be like in 5 years' time. By the sound of my voice, I'm not sounding really enthusiastic about this race. The race was like watching paint dry. Literally paint dry. I'd rather sit on my sofa picking my dirty toenails than watch this race again. What can I really say about this race? Lights out and away we go. Mercedes pulls away, and after the second lap, the race is done. I feel sorry for them people who paid all that money to go and watch this Grand Prix. I feel sorry for all those Renault fans. Renault. What happened to Renault? That was okay. But what happened to Roman Grosjean? The French homeboy. He was supposed to be coming into this track, this race, and showing his true stuff. And by the way, it looks like Roman Grosjean will be getting his P45 at the end of this season. I can't see Gunther Steiner holding on to Roman Grosjean anymore. Haas, look at Haas. The first 3 races of the season, they were getting into Q3, no problem. No problem. Now they can't even get into Q2. Never mind Q3. Roman Grosjean starts complaining on one of the tracks, saying that someone pushed him off, saying they was driving dangerously. I never see nothing. They put it to the stewards. Within 1 minute, the stewards rejected it. Rejected. The commentators were laughing at Roman Grosjean. Everybody was laughing at Roman Grosjean. He's saying there was an incident, and there wasn't an incident. Roman Grosjean was just trying to style it because he knows by the end of this season, he'll be getting his P45. Now, let's get into this review. French Grand Prix started. Lap 1, turn 3, Perez got himself a 5-second time penalty. Another one, just like in Canada 2 weeks ago, someone else gets a 5-second time penalty. This was on lap 1, turn 3. He got a penalty for gaining position over another driver whilst he was off the track. So, Perez, his race didn't start that good, did it? 5-second time penalty. The stewards are just giving him out, ain't they? Lap 14. No. Lap 8. Giovinazzi, whatever his name, don't really care. He'll probably get his P45 at the end of the season as well. Pits, lap 8. 3.1 second. Good for him. Lap 14. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton in front by then. 4 seconds he was in front. Lap 14. Race was done. Actually, like I said, race was done in the second lap. Lap 14, Lewis Hamilton comes out, starts moaning about something. Starts saying his seat's broken. His seat has broken. Anyway, let's move on. Magnussen and Albon was having a nice little mini battle. I thought there was going to be a crash between these two guys, both battling, taking over each other. In lap 16, Albon showing his stuff. Great driver, Albon. Him and Magnussen. But you know what Magnussen's like? When he goes wheel to wheel with somebody, usually someone ends up in the wall. But this time, it was a fair wheel to wheel drive. I liked it. It reminded of the old school F1. Wheel to wheel, but no carnage. So that was good. That was a little excitement to this race. Just a little. Just a little. Now, lap 17, a lot of drivers started pitting. You had lap 17, Ricciardo comes into the pits. 3.5 pits, hard tyres. Most of the drivers was going for the hard tyres. And so it's basically a one pit strategy, which was fair enough. Magnussen comes and pits again. Now comes and pits first pit and only pits. 3.5 seconds, lap 17, hard tyres. Gasly comes and pits as well, lap 17. 2.1 seconds, hard tyres. So like I said before, the drivers were going for the hard tyres. It was a one pit strategy. Lap 18. Ricciardo comes into the pits and puts on the hard tyres. Ricciardo's strategy worked. Passes Gasly because he was chasing Gasly for about 3 or 4 laps. Gasly was losing power. He was complaining about his hydraulics. He was complaining about his traction control on his car. It wasn't really working out for him. And Ricciardo was gaining time. So Ricciardo, lap 18, dived into the pits. put his hard tyres on, comes back out in front of Gasly, worked out perfect for now just behind Gasly, but because Gasly's tyres were had cold tyres, Ricciardo was chasing him and passed him, and it was a good strategy from Renault. Norris, lap 19, pits 3.3 seconds, again, hard tyres. Lap 20, like I said, it was round about lap 14, lap 15, lap 14, lap 18, a lot of drivers was doing their pit strategy. Lap 20, 2.4 seconds, hard tyres, Sainz pits, Max Verstappen pits 2.4 seconds, hard tyres, pits, lap 22, Charles Leclerc pits 2.7 seconds, hard tyres, Bottas pits lap 23, 2.9 seconds, Hamilton goes for it. As soon as Bottas pits, basically, and a 2.9 on lap 23, Hamilton does a flying lap because you knew, basically, his teammate goes into the pit lane. He's in front anyway, basically won the race. He goes for a nice flying lap, comes in lap 24, pits, puts the hard tyres on, and Hamilton gains advantage over his teammate. He was something like 8-9 seconds in front of him, but when he come out the pits, he was about 13-14 seconds in front of Valtteri Bottas. So it was a great pit strategy from Mercedes again. 1 and 2 keeping. As you can see, between the two drivers, people saying that it seems like Bottas has got the one lap pace, which that's questionable. A lot of these guys on Sky Sports, like Paul Dereste and little fat Johnny Herbert, they're coming out and saying that they reckon he's got the one lap pace, Bottas, but Hamilton has got the race pace. I disagree. I think Hamilton's got the one lap pace and he's got the race pace. At the beginning, I would say that Valtteri Bottas had the one lap pace for pole. That proved at the beginning of the season. But as soon as Hamilton got hold of his gears, got used to his new gears, because on the steering wheel now they got an extra flip for the clutch. And as soon as he got used to that, after Australia, I think Hamilton's basically been dominating the pole. He's got 4 poles this year out of 7 races, so he's got the advantage. So I would say that Hamilton is faster on one lap pace as well for qualifying. So now we're moving on. Again, who locks up? Yes, Sebastian Vettel. Hamilton comes at the pits. Vettel still never pitted. He had no chance of winning the race. He sees Hamilton come out the pits. He thinks he can try and pass Hamilton. And what happens? He locks up, as always. So straight after that, he flat spots his tyres, like he always does. And what he did then, he come darting into the pits. He said to the guy on the radio, I need to pit, my tyres are flat spotted. Of course your tyres are flat spotted. Why are you trying to chase Hamilton and you know you're not going to catch him? Your aim, Vettel, to win the race is to try and come third. You had no chance of getting Hamilton. You were still on your first stint of tyres. You was in 7th place. Hamilton made his pit. He was still in front of you. Why are you trying to chase him? It just does not make any sense at all. So he comes out, flat spots his tyres, lap 26, comes in, puts the hard tyres on. So he's all right there. Ricciardo passes Grosjean on lap 28. Grosjean was saying on the radio, Ricciardo passes him in an unsafe way. Now, this is where I thought something was a bit dodgy with Roman Grosjean. Everybody knows Roman Grosjean since last season. If someone passes him fair, he'll come out on the radio and say they didn't pass him fair. They'd say it was an unsafe matter or they crashed his car. Look at Baku 2018. Safety car. He's driving his car. Safety car. No one's in front of him. No one's behind him. But he's just driving his car slow and he puts his car into the wall. Remember, it's a safety car, so you've got to minimise your speed anyway. There's no one in front of him and no one behind him. But Grosjean still put his car into the wall. So from then, everybody knew that Roman Grosjean is a joker anyway. Everybody knew he was a joker. If you watch that F1 documentary, that series on Netflix, when you see Roman Grosjean complaining about people passing him, he put his car into the wall, he blamed Magnussen. No one was in front of him. Magnussen was nowhere near him. but he put his own car into the wall and he blamed Magnussen, and you could see all his engineers laughing at him, literally laughing. So when Roman Grosjean comes onto the radio and says, Ricardo passes me in an unsafe way, no one's really going to take him serious. Commentators started laughing at him. Crofty was laughing at him. They're thinking, I never saw nothing there. Nobody saw nothing there. It was all in Roman Grosjean's head. He lives in his own little world, you see. This is why at the end of the season, Gunther Steiner is going to be handing him his P45. So basically, they put it to the stewards, and within 1 minute, the stewards say, nothing's wrong. Of course there's not. So, Ted came onto the radio when this incident happened, so-called incident, in Roman Grosjean's head. He come out and said, Ricardo passes him in an unsafe way. Ted comes on the radio and says, what is Roman Grosjean talking about? What is he talking about? He comes out and says, Ted plainly, this is why I like Ted. He come out and said, in clear English, Roman Grosjean is not even in Daniel Ricciardo's league. Done. No more. No more to say. And that was it. Moving on. Kimi, lap 32, pits, puts some medium tyres on. So Kimi was going for the long strategy. He came out on his hard tyres. He done 32 laps on his hard tyres. Fair play to Kimi. And he came into the pits and he put the medium tyres on. A lot of people, like I said, was doing up to 16 laps, maybe up to 22 laps, pitting in, putting the hard tyres on. But Kimi went for the longer strategy. He went 32 laps on his first tyres and he came into the pits and put the medium tyres on. So he was going for trying to make up some time. Daniel Fiat pits lap 34, 3.4 seconds, not 3.1 seconds. Hulkenberg pits, put some medium tyres on, lap 36, and his pit time was 3.3 seconds. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. Lando Norris is in 7th or 8th place, doing brilliantly. He's got Daniel Ricciardo chasing him, not too close yet. He had Ricciardo behind him, and he had Kimi Räikkönen behind him. Now, this guy, Lando Norris, he's got so much. Like I said, he's only been in the F1 for 1 year, but to me, it seems like he's been in F1 for 10 years. His team radio comes, the guy on the team radio, comes on the team radio and he says to Lando Norris, Lando, your DRS is gone. No DRS. You can't use your DRS. Your hydraulics are playing up. Something is wrong with your car. So I thought to myself, please do not have another DNF like you did in Canada. Please, not another DNF. You had a great qualifying. You're having a great race. Everything's going perfect. Don't have another DNF, please. So, everything was fine. Ricciardo was still behind him. Kimi was still behind him. Everything's cool, yeah? So, lap 40. Stroll. Stroll comes in. Pits. Puts some medium tyres on. 2.9 seconds. Perfect. Now, all of a sudden, Ferrari come on the radio and it says to Vettel, Plan F. Not Plan A, not Plan B, not Plan C, but Plan F. So the commentator started saying, what does it mean by Plan F? A Ferrari taking a mick? But I think it meant Vettel at the end, pit, and I think the F standing for fast lap. That's just my opinion. I don't really know, but that was my opinion. And it ended up being that. He ended up, like I said, at the end, putting on the medium tyres, qualifying tyres, and going for the fast lap. Now, back to Lando Norris. This is lap 47. Engineers comes on the radio again. He says to Lando Norris, he didn't say nothing about his DRS this time. Didn't say nothing about the hydraulics. He came onto the radio and he said to Lando Norris, listen, mate, your car is going to become undrivable. What? Undrivable? Run the 47 laps, there's only 4 or 5 laps to go, and you're telling me that the car is going to become undrivable? No response from Lando Norris. None at all. He's focused. He's locked in. He's doing his thing. He's going to get 7th or 8th place. This is his race. No one's going to take his position away from him. That goes back to my point. I believe, and to me, he did deserve driver of the day. He showed grit. He showed determination, focus, like a veteran, like a 10-year veteran, and he's only a 1-year F1 driver. All right, he was in F2 and he was in F3, but it's not really F1, isn't it? It's not really the same, is it? It's not really F1. So, like I said, his engineer says to him, your car's going to be undrivable. Lap 47, Grosjean retires. Grosjean, Romain Grosjean, the French driver that everybody supposed to have loved. The homeboy retires. That P45 is coming in the mail. Trust me, Romain Grosjean. Good to Steiner's getting it ready for you. That P45 is coming in the mail. Now, virtual safety car comes out because of some incident what happened on the track. Virtual safety car comes out. Bottas slows down. Everybody slows down a little bit. And after that, it was only out for 1 lap. And the start up again. Bottas said he was slowing down after the virtual safety car. After the safety car ended, picked up speed, but he said his speed wasn't the same. That's what he says, whatever. Charles Leclerc gained on Bottas because of the virtual safety car. And Bottas said he was struggling with the pace, whatever, I don't really know. 2.9 seconds, lap 52. Vettel going for fast lap. He comes into the pits, 2.9 seconds, puts on the qualifying lap tyres, soft tyres, comes out, goes for the fastest lap. Now, going back to Lando Norris, at the last lap, I think it was second to last lap, Lando Norris is battling Ricciardo. Ricciardo was gaining on Lando Norris. Engineer told him at lap 47 that his car is going to become undrivable. So Lando Norris is losing pace. He's still battling, but he's still losing pace. Ricciardo gained a little bit, to be fair, from the virtual safety car. I think there was about 5-6 seconds between them. He gained a few seconds on Lando Norris during the virtual safety car. So Lando Norris is putting up a fight against Ricciardo. Ricciardo passes Lando Norris fairly, but he goes off the track, rejoins the track, and passes Lando Norris. And when he rejoins the track, he didn't do it in a safe manner. He just rejoined the track, and he didn't leave enough space. So that's probably a penalty. There hasn't been a decision yet from the FIA. I'm still looking online for the updates. I'm looking on Sky as well. I've got the Sky right there, watching it, and I'm still looking for an update. Nothing yet. Then he was behind Kimi straight after. Kimi was in front, and then he passes Kimi. He comes off the track. All four of his tyres came off the track. So he's definitely going to get a penalty for that. And then he passed Kimi. So Ricciardo being a bit reckless towards the end, and he's probably going to get a 5-second time penalty. He probably might even get a 10-second time penalty. I don't know, because when he passed Lando Norris, he went off the track and then he rejoined the track, not in the safe manner, and he done the same with Kimi. But he was behind Kimi, and he was getting a toe off Kimi, past Kimi, but all 4 tyres ended up going off the track. So he might end up getting a 10-second time penalty. I don't know. I'm not the FIA. Nothing's come up yet. They're still making the decision. They're still looking at the decision, the FIA and the stewards. Nothing's come up. As soon as something comes up, I'll put it on my Twitter and let you guys know. So at the end, as you can see in my backdrop, Lewis Hamilton comes first. Vettel gets the fastest lap. Bottas comes second. And Lando Norris gets driver of the day. Well deserved. And that's basically the end of the race. So it wasn't really exciting. It wasn't the best race of the season. It was probably as garbage as Monaco. Actually, he's not as garbage as Monaco, really, is it? Let's face it. Once you're in front of Monaco, you've basically won. With here, you had a few overtakes, but the track, to me, I don't really like this track layout. The drivers having problems with the track. The pit lane's wrong, and some of them bends look dodgy as well. And they need to take that carousel out of turn 8. There's no point of that being there. You can have a nice DRS zone going straight down there, but they put a carousel there for no reason at all. They need to get rid of that. But knowing the French, they probably won't stubborn any. I don't know. Depends on the FIA or the stewards or whoever makes that decision. I don't know who makes that decision, but they need to get it sorted. So that's it. Now I'm going to go to the standings. Let's have a look at the standings. How it finished. Let's have a look on here. We had drivers. That's how it finished. Let's have a look on here. I'm just getting it up for you. Right. How it finished. Sorry, God, bear with me. I'm just getting up on there. Yeah, here we go. Lewis Hamilton in first. Second, Valtteri Bottas. Third, Charles Leclerc. Fourth, Max Verstappen. Fifth, Sebastian Vettel. Sixth, Carlos Sainz. Seventh, Daniel Ricciardo. Eighth, Kimi Raikkonen. Ninth, Nico Hülkenberg. 10th, Lando Norris. 11th, Pierre Gasly. 12th, Sergio Perez. 13th, Lance Stroll. 14th, Daniel Fiat. In my opinion, I think he's going to Red Bull next year. If Pierre Gasly doesn't pick up his momentum with the team, he's lacking pace, I could see Daniel Fiat maybe going there to replace him. Or maybe Albon, it depends. So you got 15th, Alexander Albon. 16th, Antonio Giovinazzi. 17th, Kevin Magnussen. 18th, Robert Kubica. 19th, George Russell. And Roman Grosjean at DNF. Now let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship. In points, we got Lewis Hamilton on 187 points, moving away from Bottas. Now Bottas in second with 151. Sebastian Vettel in third, 111. And Max Verstappen in fourth, 100. Charles Leclerc in fifth with 87 points. You got Pierre Gasly in sixth with 36 points. 36 points, man. You've got Max Verstappen 100 and 36 point Pierre Gasly, his teammate. He needs to pick up or Red Bull going to unload him. 7th, Carlos Sainz, 26 points. 8th, Daniel Ricciardo. 9th, Kimi Raikkonen. 10th place, Kevin Magnussen with 14 points. Oh yeah, Kimi in 9th. He's got 17 points. 11th place, Nico Hülkenberg. He's got 14 points. 12 points, Lando Norris. 12th, Lando Norris. He's got 13 points. In 13th, Sergio Perez. He's got 13 points as well. 14th place, Daniel Fiat with 10 points. Alexander Albon. He's got 7 points. In 15th place, Lance Stroll. He's got in 16th. He's got 6 points. 17th place, Roman Grosjean. He's got 2 points. So how many's Magnussen got? So Magnussen has got 14 points in 10th place. And Roman Grosjean in 17th place, he's got 2 points. 18th place, Antonio Giovinazzi. He's got no points, none at all. And George Russell and Robert Kubica at the bottom with 0 points again for Williams. Now let's look at the teams. The teams standing have got Mercedes on top. Basically, the constructors is over. It's all over. You got Mercedes on top with 338 points. That is a massive gap. Oh, God, we're not even halfway through the season yet. The gap's huge. In second place, Ferrari with 198 points. Third place, Red Bull with 136 points. Fourth place, McLaren, 39 points. Fifth place, Renault. Nice little battle there. Fifth place with 36 points. So they're 3 points behind McLaren, Renault there. Racing points, 19 points. I think they're going to lose that spot soon in sixth place. They got 19 points, racing points. And they're in sixth place, and I can see them losing that spot, maybe to Alfa Romeo, because racing points are just going backwards. Alfa Romeo in seventh place, 17 points. And again, You got Toro Rosso again, 17 points, so they're gaining. So they're battling. It's all up for 5th place, really. It's all up for 4th place, really. But if McLaren keep moving up, I can see McLaren keeping that spot. 8th place, like Toro Rosso, 17 points. And Haas, 16 points, 9th place. And Williams, no points at all. So that's it. That's how it goes. Haas needs to start picking up. First 3 races of the season, they were up there, weren't they? They were getting into Q3, but now they're just going backwards. Something's going wrong in that team. Let's go to, we've got some interviews now. Let's get Lando Norris. He says that Lando Norris basically saying reliability issues, denied, deserved, finished. He deserved finished, so he looks happy. Happy for him.
Well, that was disappointing to watch. I can imagine it was disappointing to be in the cockpit.
Yeah, it was. I say it wasn't the most exciting race. Pretty much the whole thing for me. The exciting bit was obviously a bit towards the end, when I had to start defending and doing some more battling and whatever. But the whole of the start, middle, and almost towards the end was just managing tyres and making sure we stayed in position. Because there was nothing worth risking between Carlos and myself and destroying the tyres for no reason. So we did what we needed to do, and obviously for Carlos it worked out great. But something got to my car in the end, which didn't allow me to get to where we deserved to finish, I think, this weekend. So because of that, a bit frustrating.
And do you know why that problem occurred?
No. Well, hydraulics, but I don't know what happens.
Go back and have a look.
I'll have a look now. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks.
So he's looking happy, Lando. I think he's like a perfectionist, isn't he? We've got Charles Leclerc, too difficult to do anything better. So basically, he's accepting defeat. What can you do, really?
Hello.
Hello.
Pleased to be on the podium in the position you are, or do you think a 2nd place was just totally out of the question today?
Nah, today I think it was too difficult to do anything better. Of course, it was close to Valtteri, but yeah, on our side, I think we maximized everything, strategy, the way we managed the tires too, to push towards the end. So everything felt very good.
Thanks very much.
So who else we got? We've got Valtteri Bottas. He said he was trying everything he could do. Now he goes, I was trying everything I could. So basically, he tried his best, but it just wasn't good enough. So he's Valtteri Bottas accepting defeat. Is he accepting, I'm not going to catch Lewis Hamilton. I'm going to try and settle for 2nd place. And settle for 2nd place. And hopefully, could get maybe a drive. Maybe another year extension for next year. Maybe. I know he's going to come out and say, you know, I could still win the championship. He's not going to come out and say I've lost the championship. He has to sound positive, but just look at his body language. You know, I can't show the video, but go on the website, F1 website, and you'll see the video. Look at Valtteri Bottas' face and his body language just says it all. I'll play this video. 52 seconds.
Valtteri, what was missing in your toolbox today to be able to get Lewis?
Just a bit of pace, I think, compared to Lewis. He was quick today, and yeah, from my side, I was trying everything I could, but he was efficient on the tires and at the same time quick. So when I was trying hard in the beginning to keep up, my tires were just falling into pieces. So especially the front tires, and similar thing in the last tire set. So at the end, I had no front tires left. So something to have a look.
Was that the only reason Charles Leclerc was able to put pressure on you, or do you think it was actually a pace thing as well?
For sure, we were a bit concerned about blistering we had on the front tires, so I had to back off more than I wanted. So for sure, there was still a bit of margin, but also we wanted to be on the safe side and make it to the end.
Lovely, thank you very much.
So like I said before, you know, basically saying on there, Sebastian Vettel, I got one from Vettel. He's saying that Ferrari failed to close the gap on Mercedes. So he's using harsh words now, you know, more direct towards Ferrari. Usually he's more positive with Ferrari, but he's saying now Ferrari failed to close the gap on Mercedes. So let's play that video.
Want keyless entry but don't want to overpay?
Search car gurus for a great deal on a car with the latest tech. Find a great deal on your next used car today at cargurus.co.uk.
Hold on.
Sebastian, how close were you to achieving the objectives you set out to achieve today?
Well, we failed. I think we wanted to close the gap to Mercedes by a decent amount, and we didn't. So, in that regard, we have to be honest. We failed, but I think nevertheless we tried everything we could. I think Charles's podium is at least a little bit of a, how can I say? How do you say?
A little bit of relief, or a little bit of
relief, like a sweet, like a, no, not really either, but
a softener,
a little
sweetener.
bit of a satisfaction. Yeah, but as I said, the big objective was to come here and close the gaps, but we had to unfortunately learn that our parts weren't working the way we expected them to.
And in terms of the fastest lap, was that your choice to go for that, or something you'd already discussed with the team?
It's pretty clear. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So obviously, if anybody in the field has the gap to the car behind, then you go for that in the very end to try and go for that final point.
Well done for getting that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So it's accepting really that it just wasn't good enough. Now Lewis Hamilton, he's saying I kept pushing to victory at the French Grand Prix.
Wowzer. Was there any moment of that race that was tricky for you?
Yeah, freaking heck. Did it just look easy? I've been sweating so much. The start is a nightmare. Like, your heart is in your mouth, but I had a good start. The first lap was very tricky, a couple of mistakes, and I think the first few laps were a little bit hairy. The tires, for some reason, felt odd, weren't working very well, and then eventually I caught my balance, and then I was good, and then I started eking away at it. So, and then I kept pushing. There was never a point that I backed off and let the gap stay it is. I just kept on trying to eke it out and trying to improve my lap every single time I had yeah.
Well, then you're a magician, because it looked very easy. Most drivers go away from a race, I assume, with homework to do for the next round. What does Lewis Hamilton have to work on?
I always have homework. I can always get better. I can always improve. We can always improve. So when I go back now, we have a meeting, and then it'll be constructive criticism. It won't be, hey guys, it was the best day ever, thanks so much, see ya. It'll be, guys, this could be better, you should do this better, I could do this better. If we did this, we changed this in the car, we could probably find more performance. It never stops evolving, and that's my goal, is to keep pushing the guys. And yeah.
It was a privilege to watch, thank you.
Thanks.
So that's Lewis Hamilton, the race winner of the 2019 French Grand Prix. And before I leave, to end this video, 2 weeks ago Lewis Hamilton went to Canada. He won the race, got a lot of Ferrari marks and whoever marks on social media and YouTube, running him down, saying that he shouldn't have won the race. Vettel should have won the race, but he never won the race. Hamilton won the race. And to me, that penalty was justified. He rejoined the track in an unsafe way, and to me, it looked like Vettel kind of turned his car in towards Hamilton's to try and, deter him away. But at the end of the day, Hamilton won the race. Hamilton could have came into this season, and I could have came into this race today, all negative about saying, oh, people are always shouting at me, people are always putting me down. But Hamilton doesn't work that way. Hamilton is strong-headed. That's the difference between Lewis Hamilton and Vettel. Look where Vettel was in Canada, and now look at him now. 2 weeks, and the pressure got to Vettel. No pressure on Hamilton, because the more you throw stones at Hamilton, the more you throw the negativity at Hamilton, Hamilton just gets better. And that's the difference. You throw negativity at Vettel, he will go down. But with Hamilton, you throw negativity at him, and he uses it as a positive, and he throws it back in all your marks' faces. all you Ferrari marks and whoever hates him, he throws it all back in your faces. And that's why, by the looks of it, Mercedes have won the Constructors and that he might even win the World Championship as well. So you can hate all you want. But the fact is, he's a 5-time world champion. It might be a 6-time world champion. He's guaranteed that he's going to pass Schumacher's record in race wins because he's now on 79 and the race win record is 92. So he's guaranteed he's going to win that record. And the championship record is just round the corner, baby. Just round the corner. So if you want to hate him, hate him. It doesn't matter. Go on his Twitter. Go on his Instagram. Do what you want. Throw the bad comments at him. It ain't going to make no difference because all you're going to do is fuel him. And that's what he does. And that's the difference between Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Vettel can't handle the pressure, baby. Can't handle the pressure. If you can't handle the pressure, get out the kitchen. Get out. Go in the freezer and cool down. Because it doesn't matter what you say about Hamilton. You can say, oh, he's got the fastest car. Whatever. Oh, he's got this, he's got that. Oh, he's got this. But so did Schumacher. So did Ayrton Senna. So did all them greats before him. Had the best car. That's why they won. But it doesn't matter if you got the best car. Vettel had the best car last year. And where did he end up? Second. Going on with second place. Exactly. So it's all about the mental attitude. And Sebastian Vettel has not got it. He has not got it. Look at the table. Evidence there. Canada starts moaning. What happens? It comes 2 weeks later. Comes to France. And he has dipped. If that was Lewis Hamilton and he lost the race, because it's happened before, he'll go, right, I lost the race. I'm going to move on. Yeah, I'll probably bit for about 1 or 2 days. I'm going to move on. And then I'm going to come to the next race and use it as a positive. But not Vettel. Starts moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning for 2 weeks. And look at him now. Mental attitude. He's got no mental strength. And that's what it boils down to. And if you don't like it, go take a walk. This is the 2019 F1 French Grand Prix race day review. Thank you very much for a few weeks ago with the 1K videos. I'm a qualifying video and race day. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. So this is Solo P1 signing out. I'll see you next week in Austria. Bye.